Hey Chelsea fans, welcome to the Blues Talk Zone, your ultimate spot for all things Chelsea. From match reviews to transfer news and everything in between, we've got you covered. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the conversation with fellow Blues supporters. Don't miss out, the game starts here. In the ever-evolving landscape of Premier League transfers, the loan market has become not merely a stopgap solution, but a strategic instrument for clubs seeking to balance financial prudence with the urgent demand for squad reinforcements. And Chelsea's acquisition of Facundo Buonanotte from Brighton exemplifies this tactical maneuvering with both clarity and ambition. As the 20-year-old Argentine attacking midfielder embarks on a season-long loan to Stamford Bridge until June 2026, without a buy option included, but with a clever clause granting Chelsea matching rights should other clubs in the future agree a fee with Brighton. A structure that reflects not just Brighton's reluctance to permanently part with yet another rising South American gem, but also Chelsea's keenness to position themselves at the front of the queue for a player whose ceiling remains tantalizingly high. This move, in fact, is layered with intrigue, drama, and strategic foresight, not least because it arrives after Leeds United had been on the brink of securing the player, going so far as to line up flights and medical examinations, only for the deal to collapse at the 11th hour, allowing Chelsea to swoop in decisively, capitalizing on their superior pulling power, financial muscle, and the persuasive influence of Enzo Maresca's project, which has increasingly prioritized versatile, dynamic, and youthful profiles capable of slotting seamlessly into the high-tempo, possession-heavy game model the Italian coach has been constructing since his arrival. Buonanotte, a graduate of Rosario Central and a product of Argentina's ever-fruitful pipeline of attacking talent, has already demonstrated flashes of ingenuity and resilience during his time with Brighton, where his blend of low center-of-gravity dribbling, vision between the lines, and willingness to press aggressively off the ball made him both a useful squad player under Roberto De Zerbi and later an intriguing development piece in Brighton's rotational approach. And yet, with Brighton continuing their tradition of stockpiling young, technically gifted midfielders and attackers while competing across multiple competitions, the club saw value in loaning out Buonanotte to a stage as grand as Stamford Bridge. A decision that allows him both minutes at the top level and the chance to shoulder greater responsibility in a side demanding consistency and creativity from its midfield core. For Chelsea, the deal ticks several boxes simultaneously. It injects youthful energy into a squad that, despite heavy investment over the past 3 years, remains in flux and has often struggled with balance in the attacking third. It provides Enzo Maresca with a player capable of rotating with or complementing Cole Palmer in advanced playmaking roles, particularly important given Palmer's recent injury setbacks. And it fits within the club's broader recruitment philosophy under the Todd Boehly Clearlake capital ownership, a philosophy that has oscillated between blockbuster acquisitions, Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, and more opportunistic long-term developmental plays, Cesare Casade, Carney Chukwuemeka, Andre Santos. The latter category into which Buonanotte neatly slots, as a player who can grow within Chelsea's demanding environment, but without tying the club to the long-term financial obligations that have sometimes burdened their books under FFP scrutiny. What makes this deal even more emblematic of the times is the fine detail of the matching rights clause, a mechanism that ensures Chelsea's scouting and sporting directors, led by Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart, can effectively monitor Buonanotte's progress firsthand while retaining a preferential seat at the negotiating table. If Brighton, as expected, eventually cash in on him in the future, thus reducing the risk of losing him to a European rival, while simultaneously avoiding an outright bidding war. And this clever positioning underscores Chelsea's newfound pragmatism in the market, a far cry from the scattergun signings of the early Boehly era, though still firmly anchored to the long-term project of assembling a squad with both depth and resale value. Stylistically, Buonanotte brings qualities that Maresca covets: comfort operating between the lines as a right-sided attacking midfielder or inverted playmaker, quick combinations in tight spaces, the ability to drift inside from wide positions and link play with forwards, and above all, an adaptability that suits a system that emphasizes structured build-up phases and positional rotations. And while he may not immediately dislodge Chelsea's more established midfielders, the Argentine represents a high-upside option for fixtures across domestic cups, congested league schedules, and potentially European campaigns, providing much-needed flexibility at a time when Chelsea's injury record has often derailed tactical continuity. Beyond the tactical and strategic implications, there is also a psychological dimension to consider, because for Buonanotte himself, this loan is a monumental opportunity to showcase his credentials at a club where scrutiny is relentless. Expectations are sky-high, and the spotlight never dims. A challenge that, if embraced successfully, could accelerate his trajectory from promising talent to household name in European football, and his integration into a Chelsea squad filled with compatriots and Spanish-speaking players. Enzo Fernandez, Nicholas Jackson, Marc Cucurella may smooth his transition and allow him to flourish both on and off the pitch. Meanwhile, for Brighton, the deal once again demonstrates their mastery of the player trading model, leveraging their reputation as a springboard club that develops and exports talent, while simultaneously ensuring they retain contractual control and potential financial windfalls down the line, an approach that has not only enriched their coffers through deals like Caicedo to Chelsea or McAllister to Liverpool, but also safeguarded their competitive edge by never allowing the conveyor belt of talent to run dry. Thus, this Buonanotte loan should not be seen in isolation, but as part of the broader ecosystem of Premier League business, where the interdependence between clubs like Brighton, who nurture and polish gems, and giants like Chelsea, who can offer the platform of global exposure and immediate relevance, becomes symbiotic, even if tinged with rivalry and competitive tension. The narrative also carries echoes of recent Chelsea loan deals. João Felix's short-term spell from Atletico Madrid comes to mind, where the Blues sought creativity without a long-term tie, though the difference here lies in the age, potential, and strategic clauses tied to Buonanotte, making this less of a stopgap gamble and more of a calculated audition for a possible future role in Chelsea's evolving core. Looking ahead, the success of this move will be measured on multiple fronts: minutes played, impact in key matches, chemistry with players like Palmer and Nkunku, and ultimately whether Chelsea exercise their matching rights when the time comes. But regardless of the outcome, the deal already represents an intelligent alignment of interests, a low-risk, high-upside maneuver that grants the Blues an additional weapon in their arsenal, while allowing Brighton to both preserve asset value and further the player's development, and in a transfer window often defined by chaotic last-minute scrambles and inflated fees. This Buonanotte loan stands out as a refreshing example of calculated pragmatism, footballing foresight, and the modern complexities of a market where even temporary deals can reshape the competitive balance of the Premier League in the months and seasons to come.